So the main components of the heat pump are generally all integrated into a single unit when it's actually made up. So you'll have your evaporator, you have your compressor, you have your condenser, and you have your expansion valve. So that's the four main components that make up a heat pump: evaporator, compressor, condenser, and expansion valve. So the evaporator section, typically a refrigerant is used within a hermetically sealed evaporator. So refrigerants tend to have a number that identifies them as a particular substance. So typical ones that would be used in a heat pump system would be R404A or R134A. The refrigerant is used because it starts to boil at low temperatures. So when energy is extracted from the ambient energy source, so that be that the ground, the air, or the pond. So they're volatile liquids when under pressure, and basically means that they'll boil at very low temperatures. So they can be used to extract heat from the ground or from the air. Because the fact the cooling substance starts to boil, it transforms itself then from a liquid to a gas. And once that converts from a liquid to a gas, since gases can be compressed, they then go to the compressor, where the compressor's job is to compress the gas. So sometimes it's normal to see heat pumps condenser freeze over when the outside temperature is very low. You can see they actually frost it up. So here's an air source heat pump that's frosted up on the outside. But a defrost function is typically built into the control system of a heat pump that will defrost the evaporator on a regular 60 to 90 minute cycle. The compressor inside each of the heat pump, the job of the compressor is to compress the low pressure gas, or take the low pressure gas and compress it to a high pressure. And since the gas is brought to a higher pressure, then the temperature of the gas will also rise as a direct effect of the increase in pressure. So one of the largest manufacturers of compressors for heat pump applications globally is Copeland Compressors in Cookstown, and they would manufacture these type of compressors that go into the heat pumps that are manufactured all around the world. So, in addition to the compressor, inside a heat pump you will find a condenser. And basically in the condenser, the high temperature gas transfers, or sometimes it says rejects, its energy to the medium which needs to be heated. So condenser can be just a large heat exchanger. It can be a medium, can be central heating water system, or domestic hot water, or air heating. So, but basically the condenser is where the gas transfers the thermal energy that it has into the target application. So say whether that be central heating, water for central heating, domestic hot water, or air heating, or space heating. And since the energy has been extracted from the cooling substance, the substance then condenses from being a gas back into being a liquid again. And that's why this heat exchanger on this side is called the condenser. An expansion valve then, with that sort of warm fluid that exits the condenser, it then passes into an expansion valve. And what the expansion valve does is it lowers the high pressure of that fluid back down to the original low pressure. And so what you'll have is a high pressure on one side and then back down to the low pressure on the other side. And after that, the cooling substance goes back to the evaporator, and the closed circuit process starts over again. So what your heat pump then essentially provides is low temperature heating. It can be comfortable and can be cost effective. It needs to be used with a system that is designed for low temperature heating applications, so larger than normal radiators or underfloor heating is ideal.